We're back at 922 on North Dakota Today. We're talking with David Wald from Security and Financial Advisors of North Dakota about why don't our teenagers know more about money matters. And I'm thinking, David, it falls back on mom and dad because, all right, correct me if I'm wrong, we just assume as parents that they'll learn about this in school.
Yeah, again, if we don't teach it, they're going to figure it out. And while I agree they're going to figure it out, they're probably going to figure it out by doing the wrong thing.
Right. Doing what mom and dad did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, again, in our family, why we discuss it, I don't want my daughters to do the same things I did. Mm-hmm. I had a lot of student loans, and I had a $10,000 credit card bill coming out of college, making that minimum payment.
So what do we do? Where do we start?
I think you can start even when they're young and start receiving an allowance, kind of like your folks did. Mm-hmm. Here's your allowance, okay? So you've got so much money to spend. So let's say they want to go out and they want to purchase an item. What we do a lot of times is we'll say, okay, Ella, you want to go out and buy something? Here, get your money, get your wallet, so that's where she's got her money, and then we will match what she wants to spend so that she learns then about saving as well as living within a budget.
Okay, and then that's when they're small. Now, say they reach high school age, is it a good idea to get them a credit card with a small limit to teach them how that works?
I think a credit card with a small limit or even a checking account. Make sure that they understand when they're writing those checks, they've got to keep that balance. So many times I see people that don't balance their checkbook.
Or when they use that ATM card, they just whip it out without really taking the time to look at their checkbook balance.
Right. The problem I see a lot of times with kids and credit cards is they swipe till it's denied, till they hit that limit.
Right.
With no, they don't understand what they're spending. They don't know what they're spending. So if you're going to use a credit card, take a checkbook register and run it just like a checkbook. Here's your limit, and then each time you use a credit card, put your purchase and the amount in there, and then deduct that from the balance.
There was a time, and correct me if I'm wrong, that credit card companies were kind of predatory when it came to young people, college-age kids, and like we mentioned earlier, even teenagers in high school.
Right there on the campus.
Exactly. Is that still happening today?
You see that still happening. There have been laws that have been passed to protect the consumer. Well, all that did was add an extra page of disclosures to a credit card
that nobody reads anyway.
Nobody reads it anyway. A lot of times you'll see them, sign up for this credit card, get a free T-shirt.
Right. The T-shirt really costs you in the end.
I got a lot of free T-shirts in college. But you get those free T-shirts and sign up, and then when things get a little tight, guess what you do? You go right to the credit card. So if you discuss with your kids saving and spending, saving and budgeting, they're going to do well with that card.
It sounds like, David, that mom and dad really have to set the example.
Mm-hmm. Mom and dad do. A lot of times I hear people say, well, we don't have a lot of money, so we don't worry about it. Or, I've got clients that are very wealthy that don't worry about it. It's not a rich or poor issue, because the kids that are inheriting money, I've seen that mom and dad doesn't talk to them, they blow it all. And the kids that don't have money, run up the big credit card debts, they're both in the same boat. They both end up in the same place.
Because no one has sat them down and really told them what should happen with the money.
Nobody's ever talked to them about it, and they don't know how to handle it.
Right, or the checkbook gets so messed up. I've known kids that the checkbook was so messed up they just closed the account.
Right, and that's the wrong thing to do. If you have a money problem or if your checkbook's off balance, work through that.
Yeah.
That's going to teach you something.
Right.
All right. David, thank you so much. If you have questions about financial matters, you can check out David. His office at Security and Financial Advisors of North Dakota. He's right on Front Street there in downtown Bismarck. There's his number to check out and his email address. David, once again, thank you so much. Glad to have you back on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, I wish you had visited with my children when they were small. That's all I can say. All right. Coming up, we're going to be talking with Chef Tony. He's in the kitchen making a dish with eggplant. So don't go away. We'll be right back.